Night Finds, where you never know what you'll discover. Every Friday night we're going to be here 9 p.m. to midnight, a different host every week, and lots of variety, lots of freshness. In the next hour, Pry is going to be celebrating 15 years and an amazing shoe from Kenneth Cole. In this hour, though, we need to talk about EcoFlow, because just a few days ago, we had the worldwide premiere of the brand new flagship, the EcoFlow DELTA 3. Completely redesigned from the outside in, a new power station that truly puts to bed the need for a traditional generator, a gasoline-powered generator that is big and noisy and messy. This is a new way of doing it. I'm going to plug in my things, because you know when power goes out, maybe it's for 10 minutes or 10 hours. It never feels good. This past year, so many of us struggled. A lot of our friends and family and colleagues here in St. Petersburg, Florida, through 2 crazy hurricanes, days and days without power. When you're without power, everything stops. The lights go out, the refrigerator stops working, the food's gonna spoil. I can't turn the heater on, so I'm gonna be really cold in bed tonight. Without power, we lose the television for news, we lose the modem and the router and the laptop to get online, to connect with friends and family. I can't recharge my mobile phone. We have to have power. EcoFlow started about 6-7 years ago on HSN and reinvented the game. So what we did just a few short days ago was premiere the brand new iteration as we ushered in the new generation. This past Monday, we were able to do an encore of the Today Special, and the demand was through the roof. If you were watching me that night, you'll have been part of it. It was crazy. The team have been working with EcoFlow, who I know are watching from around the world, as usual, whenever we're on HSN, and we're able to bring in an additional few hundred for the premiere of Friday Night Finds. But I want to make sure you know I have hardly any. However, I do have them. That's the good news. Here's the options. You can choose the EcoFlow DELTA 3, which is the brand new one. That's the EcoFlow DELTA 3 with the trolley. The trolley is amazing because the trolley means now you can wheel this from the kitchen to the living room, from the living room into the office. This trolley is normally an added purchase. We will include it tonight for a price tag of $529. The other option is the bundle, which is the most limited of the two and the most popular. The bundle is the EcoFlow, the trolley, and the solar panel. Now, the solar panel normally retails anywhere from $450 to $700. That means that when your EcoFlow runs out of power, you are able to recharge it. Unlike a gasoline generator, when you run out of gas, it's gonna stop. This is gonna consistently regenerate your EcoFlow at no cost to you. That is the best seller because you're only paying $100 more to get it rather than $500, $600, or $700. So we'll start at the beginning. We'll do our regular presentation. It's a short presentation because, again, it's just an abbreviated encore. But if you missed the debut, I'm thrilled that I get an opportunity to share it with you again. Our EcoFlow expert, Mr. Justin Hyatt, returns. And Justin, the past 5-6 days have really been insane. I know you get more of the inside scoop than I do from EcoFlow. The demand and response to this new model has been record-breaking.
Absolutely. You know, we've had to really just work with the team, try to find as much of the inventory as we possibly can. There's a reason why things become an encore. When it's a great show, we want to see more of it. So we're very lucky that we have such a great relationship with EcoFlow here at HSN. In fact, we launched EcoFlow here 6 years ago. 6 years later, the original Delta 1300 was our flagship model because it was the perfect kind of match of power and size. You know, this is the 3rd iteration, yet it is half the price of what our original one, and this is the Delta 3. This is the latest and greatest that you're gonna find. Yes, we just launched it just very recently, but just like most of ours, if not all of them, it is as simple and easy as possible. So right here on the very top, I'm gonna hold that button down. You'll see it right here. That's gonna turn on our next generation display that gives you every bit of information that you need, whether it's how much power, what percentage, how much power you're using, how fast it's going to recharge. And when we talk about fast recharge, this is the fastest recharge we've ever had on this size capacity power station ever. We used to say with our original Delta, well, almost an hour and a half. Then our Delta 2 came out. We were kind of close to an hour. Now, 0 to 100% in 56 minutes. Here's the other kicker. This is an even better battery system than we've ever had before. We used to kind of say you have roughly about 300 life cycles. Then we went to 3,000 life cycles. Just so you know what that means when this power station goes to zero and we recharge it, that's one life cycle. You could do that 3,000 times, meaning you could do it every single day for the next 10 years before the power station only goes 0 to 80%. Now we've added another 1,000 life cycles to it, 4,000 life cycles. We have it right here in the kitchen. We never know what's going to happen. We never know where we're going to be in the house or maybe even in the country. The portability aspect of this, it's only 28 pounds, still can carry it wherever we want, room to room or place to place. And now I want to show you how easy it is, because at any given moment that power can go out. We can be sitting there right now, sitting at home saying, you got to be kidding me. This is not happening. Well, that's okay. Typically, you won't have that reaction when you have your EcoFlow at home, because you'll just say, it's all right, grab the EcoFlow. So I'm just plugging it in. We have 3 AC outlets right here, 6 AC outlets, 3 of which are gonna be 3-prong. Again, one touch of a button, all I've gotta do is press right here on the very top, and you'll notice that the power is gonna then go right here to my fan and to my light. And then the greatest part about EcoFlow is, you know what I did? I didn't have to set it up outside. I stayed inside where it's safe. I can run it inside. I didn't have to worry about the preparation of a gas and or propane generator, dragging something that's 70 pounds from the garage indoors, which we can't do, which also talks to all of you who live in apartments and condos who can't own gas or propane generators. Fan and light, and again, that display is gonna tell you exactly how long you can run whatever you plug in. So right here, this is going to give you that exact number. I believe that says, what does that say? 13.6 hours for a light and a fan, but it's not just that, Adam. Then if we walk over here to the biggest stuff, this is going to run 99% of our home appliances, 99% of your home appliances. So what have you used today? So most likely, whatever you've touched today can be powered right here from something that only weighs 28 pounds, that doesn't need gas, that doesn't need fuel, just needs electricity, just like we do. Imagine this is a stocked full refrigerator, whether it's your secondary refrigerator, Adam, it doesn't matter. We need food, we need water. We've seen what happens in emergencies. We need to make sure that those things stay protected so that we can stay protected. And at some point, we're gonna wanna be able to cook our food, so we can come right over here. I've got my microwave and my air fryer set up. We were cooking kebabs in the studio here. I felt like the poor man's Curtis Stone. But right over here, I'm gonna walk over to the microwave, hit 30 seconds, and one of the things that I want you to notice is I haven't unplugged anything. We have a light, a fan, we've got our full-size refrigerator, and we also are now microwaving and cooking our food. It's simple, it's easy. In a pinch, we say, EcoFlow, power your life. That's exactly what this does.
It is a great representation of the versatility. It's not the mini fridge, it's the full-size fridge. It's not the mini TV, it's the 85-inch TV. It's everything we need in the kitchen and the bedroom and the living room and the office. It's everything we need to get that normality, to have power, because without power, just everything stops. And we do talk, because you know the feeling. Power goes out for 10 minutes and we get very irritable. When will the TV come back on? When will the internet start working again? We can't live without Wi-Fi. Because the truth of the matter is, any one of us that has faced a natural disaster, a hurricane, as we went through here in Florida several times in the past 12 months, a winter storm, maybe a flooding or any type of natural disaster that you've been impacted by or a friend or family member has been impacted by, it's devastating. This was something you could never talk about 10 years ago. This thing didn't exist. There was no opportunity to have a product like this. This can power your home. Whole home power from the brand new Delta 3, the new flagship model from EcoFlow. So we are racing through, but as usual, Justin is doing the most amazing job giving us the guidance that we need. The bundle is the most popular, and I am down to the final couple hundred, maybe a little bit more, 220, 230 left. We're nearly 50% off the price is what it boils down to. So nearly $1,200, and we're down to $629.99. So the value is in both, but the bundle is amazing. I want to tell you about FlexPay. Just as it was when it was a today's special, it's still that today's special offer. Today's special pricing meant that FlexPay is $126 on the bundle, and we'll send it out to you right now. That includes the trolley as well. No extra fees or finance fees. It's just every month on your credit card, $126. If you want to do VIP financing on your HSN credit card or QVC credit card, you can get the bundle home for as little as $35 and change. That's a great way to go as well. You can apply for the HSN card if you don't have it. In fact, if you do apply for the HSN card today and you get approved, you can actually take $25 off this or any other single item purchase. When you talk about backup power, what comes to mind is always a classic generator. And today and tomorrow, thousands of people will go out and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a typical generator. I mean, Justin, if you dare, let's compare the two.
I think this is exactly where, you know, we should have started, and by we, I should have, because this is the beginning, right? I want you to think about having something like this at home, right? This doesn't need to be outdoors. It's raining out, there's a storm, we stay inside. What Adam was just saying was, what do we think of when we think generators? Maybe this down here. Is this not what you think about when you think about generators? Is it a propane generator? Is it a gas generator? Is it gigantic like this? Do you know I needed another person to help me get this into the back of my car? I can hold my Delta 3 with one hand, 28 pounds and/or 70. Let's continue comparing, shall we? This has an LCD display, so when I plug anything in, I see exactly how long I can run it for. This is only going to tell me whether I've got a half a tank or a quarter of a tank. When this is on, I can run it inside, and it's silent. In fact, it's even quieter than it's ever been before, only 30 decibels, meaning you can have this right next to your bed and not even hear it. So again, noisy?
Yeah.
Not noisy. Needs fuel and gas that we can run out of? This has the power of the sun. So when this runs out of power, I can use the solar panel, continue to recharge it. When I run out of gas, I've got nothing left. Gas is one of those things that's a commodity when it comes to these storms. It goes quickly. Also, even these gas cans go quickly. This I can't own in an apartment or condo. This I can. This is something that's manageable that I can carry from room to room. This stays where? In the garage, waiting for what? An emergency. This doesn't. Your Delta 3 doesn't sit and wait for some storm to come. 99% of the time, you're going to be looking for reasons to use your Delta 3, whether it's just taking the power to the front or the back of the house, wherever you might want to have that hot cup of coffee. And then, of course, when we come back, I want you to see all the different ports. You know, on this generator, there's no USB ports. There's no USB-C ports. There's no way for you to go ahead and plug in a generator to your car to recharge it. So, for instance, right here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AC outlets. 6 AC outlets. You've got your USB-C. You've also got your USB-A. And then on the back right here, we even have a DC adapter. And then this is where we plug it in. Oh yeah, by the way, I can add another tank of gas, which we can talk about too, Adam, because that way I can actually add on that extra battery and double the capacity. In fact, this power station's about 1,024 watt hours. I can actually go ahead and get an extra battery, one of our larger extra batteries. I know we have the Delta 3 extra batteries, but go ahead and convert this all the way up to 5,000 watt hours. So a lot of expandability. Again, can't do that with our generator. Anyways, my point being is when you come over here, there's only 2 AC outlets on your generator.
Right.
2. That's it. That's all you can plug in. Do you see this battery right here? I found this out the hard way. All these new generators, they talk about the electric start. When that battery goes, guess what? It doesn't matter if you want to try and start this, it's not going to start. In fact, not even with this. And this is completely jammed. In fact, this generator was under 3 feet of water because it had to stay in my garage because I couldn't carry it up to my house, and we had 15 foot of water surge filled into the garage. Now this thing's done. But you know what? My power station was inside the house, safe with me, so when the lights went out, I plugged them back in, and our house was cool, air conditioned, had the fan, and we weren't sitting in a dark home.
I mean, it's on multiple levels. It's the convenience factor. It's also life-sustaining. I mean, how many times have we spoken to people that say, listen, my medication has to be refrigerated. So if the power goes out for multiple days, what happens to my medication? We had a lady call in who relied on a scooter. She needed it charged. What happens when you can't charge it? You know, what about that nebulizer? There's important medical reasons why we need to have power other than just the convenience reasons. And here's the reality. It's obviously devastating in any disaster situation, but I do want to take a moment to really acknowledge any one of us who lives alone at home, who doesn't have that other person there, that husband or that wife that we can lean on. Because in a disaster, when you have somebody next to you, that makes it a little bit more comfortable. But if you're home alone and you don't have the other person that you can reach out for, it's really upsetting and it's really scary. Because when you're sat there in the middle of the night and it's pitch black and the lights won't work and nothing works, it is really devastating. What EcoFlow has done with this technology is empower every one of us. So anybody that does live alone, that doesn't have the other person, I want you to know that this is a machine that you will have right by your side. And you will plug in what you need and it will work. You won't have to rely on anybody to work this for you. You don't need to go outside and with a gasoline can pour gasoline in. You don't need to pull a hand crank and have the muscle and the energy to do that. You have a product that is so user-friendly and so easy. So on that level, it's incredible. This is a system that can grow with you. You might be a family of 1 or a family of 5 or a family of 7 or more, who knows? But it's a system that is there. We are now down to our final few in the bundle. So we are now officially limited quantity that you're going to see on the screen. If you're experiencing deja vu, it's because this was a today's special from about 4 or 5 days ago. It was a huge day. On Monday, they gave us an encore because of the unprecedented demand. After Monday, a huge number of people were not able to order because we had sold through. The team have worked with EcoFlow to bring it back for I've never had a 3rd time encore, so this is a first for me. We are making it available today at that same rock bottom price, today's special value. I want to also make sure you know if you're Googling this, it's the Delta 3. It is not the Delta 2. It is the brand new model redesigned from the inside out. So with our final availability, choose the EcoFlow with the trolley. Everybody gets the trolley. The trolley is a fantastic way, again, maybe you live alone. You don't have to carry this. You can just roll this around on these 4 easy glide wheels. I love that feature. So you get the trolley and the EcoFlow, or for just $100 more, you can choose it with the solar panel. That solar panel is normally $450 to $699. But if you buy it in the bundle, you're only paying $100 for it. Most people are doing that. So I'm not worried about the regular package. It's just the bundle. It was the same story for both other presentations. That is last call and last chance. Justin, when you paint the picture and you have all the facts, it is a new technology, but boy, oh boy, is this a technology that is taking over and makes sense.
And what does that mean? Something new, something innovative. You know, innovation is drawn from need, demand. The demand was that for everybody who lived in apartments or condos, we sat and we waited and we thought, well, when's the power going to come back on? While we looked at our neighbors who had homes or lived in conventional homes who had the ability to have a generator. Again, demand. The demand was there because we needed something easier and more simple. And the power of batteries has gotten even better than ever and more affordable. There is not a lot of categories, especially in the world of electronics, as something gets better and more innovative, it becomes more affordable. When we launched the Delta 1300, it was $1,300. When we launched the Delta 2, that was over $1,000. This is the Delta 3. It charges faster, it's lighter weight, it's more powerful. It is even IP65, so it's even splash proof, dust proof. We can charge it in less than an hour. It's the first time we've ever said that of this size capacity. More expandable than ever before. New design, and it lasts even longer because it's not 3,000 life cycles, it's 4,000 life cycles. It's our 3rd LFP generation that we put inside of it. And again, it's even quieter than ever. So everything's gotten better, but more affordable. Tell me what in the world today does that. We're using it inside. We showed you the generator. You know, not even talking, let's kind of bringing that back into the topic, which is, you know, Adam, if we're out of power for 5-6 hours, even if we live in a conventional home, we're going to say, it's not worth it. Just leave the generator where it is. It's not worth pulling that out. If it's your EcoFlow and you're out of power for 5 hours, you're out of power for 5 minutes because you go ahead and you grab your EcoFlow and you do what we're doing. I'm powering up my CPAP machine. Adam, you just talked about it. Whether it's a nebulizer, oxygen machine, CPAP machine, whether it's dialysis, which we've read in our reviews as well, whether it's staying cool, all of these different medical devices you can do, and of course even keeping your medicine cool. Right now with my CPAP machine, it's saying 16.1 hours. That'll fluctuate, but you can see exactly right here how much wattage I'm using, right here my percentage, and right here my time. I can even see all of this, if I want to, directly on my phone, because I can download an app on my phone or on my iPad, and I can see this remotely. So even when I'm not home, for the very first time, our predecessors couldn't do this. This one can. This can be used as a UPS. So while I'm using my CPAP machine and while I'm sleeping nice and sound, if I lose power, this is now an uninterrupted power source, meaning that while I'm sleeping, my CPAP machine, when the power goes out the house, continues to run. We used to say 30 millisecond switchover. It's now a 10 millisecond switchover. Even if it's a desktop computer, it won't even skip a beat. So use this when you're home and when you're not even home. I'm in the bedroom. Again, 30 decibels, meaning you will not be able to hear it. The only thing you're going to hear is your CPAP machine, and hopefully not your significant other snoring, because they've got their CPAP machine. I've got my mini refrigerator. I've got my blow dryer. This is going to be able to power up to 2,800 watts of power. That big generator does 3,300 watts of power. Okay. But it also needs a lot of maintenance. It needs a place to be stored. Whereas this I can bring inside, I can put it in the car. I don't have to worry about carrying gasoline with me. It's easier, it's cleaner, and again, Adam, more innovative than ever because we needed it. And now we have the best from the #1 brand in the United States when it comes to power stations, EcoFlow, and the best place to shop for it right here at HSN.
And the reason for that is because HSN, as so often has been the case, was the original destination where you could buy it. I remember being here that 6-7 years ago now, and it was a new product. Well, what's this product? It's called EcoFlow. They're saying it's the new generator. What? It's tiny. How could this be a generator? Yeah, it's the new gas generator alternative. Well, boy, oh boy, was that an understatement. EcoFlow is now America's preferred name, preferred brand, the #1 choice. And because HSN's, history with EcoFlow gave us the best deals, which is why they gave us the launch of their brand new flagship. It's their best in class. It's called the Delta 3. We've been through these scenarios, right? We all know the feeling when the power goes out. We know it's irritating. But then it goes out longer and longer and longer, and it becomes, oh no, and then it's a couple hours and maybe a couple days, and it's potentially devastating. We're in the middle. Winter just began. We've got months and months of winter left. Those winter storms, those power outages, what if I can't turn the heater on tonight because there's no power? I'm going to freeze to death in bed. I mean, this is the reality of no power. If you live in an apartment, a condo, and you're up high or down low, you can't have a gas generator. You could have this, you can't have that, you can have this. You talk about going to buy a gas generator, you're going to spend thousands of dollars, and then you've got to maintain it. And it's a nightmare. None of that is true with this. So on every level, it makes sense. It's an insurance policy that was not possible 7 years ago, was not possible 10 years ago. In 2025, it is possible. And here's the really incredible thing. You're getting it for $629. That's why our today's special broke the record. It's why our Encore sold out so rapidly, and why the team, for the first time I've ever seen, have done an unprecedented third-time opportunity at the today's special price. We are now down to the final 15 minutes. I want to repeat, we are not going to sell out of the classic bundle, which is EcoFlow and the trolley. That is priced at $529.99. I think I have enough. I really do. I think there's enough still of those left. The reason is over 90% of our orders are coming through for the bundle, which is EcoFlow, trolley, which is this, and the solar panel. The solar panel is normally a $450 to $700 extra. The solar panel means you can always recharge your EcoFlow. When your gas generator runs out of gas, it's done. That is yours for just $100 extra. So $629.99 is an incredible value, and it's actually nearly 50% off. The normal price that it's going to be is $1,177, so $1,177. It's a no-brainer. I would always recommend the solar panel for sure. I think for this extra money, it makes all the sense in the world. And honestly, Justin, once you've got this at home, this is going to give you years and years and years of peace of mind.
You think about it as an insurance policy, you think of it as an investment, which is what we always talk about, investing in us, investing in everybody in our home. But think about this. This isn't something you invest in that's going to last you a year or 2 years. In fact, you get a 5-year warranty. You know why? Because at a minimum, if you were to deplete and recharge your power station once a day, it'll last you 10 years before the power station only charges from 0 to 80%, meaning it'll last you even longer. So let's say a decade, and for half that decade, you have it covered under our EcoFlow warranty. I want to run through a full scenario. We're sitting inside the home. We're sitting in the kitchen, the living room. We're watching TV right now, Adam and I, on what's the brand new show? The
Friday Night Finds.
Okay, Friday Night Finds. All right, we're looking for some good stuff. I hear something. Lightning, thunder, lights are going to go out eventually here, just like that. The power of Thor. Okay, you know what? What's going to happen? Okay, hey, it's all right, honey. Let me go grab the generator. Well, we knew the storm was coming. Okay, great, great, great. So now I'm in the garage. I've got to go drag this out of the garage. I've got to probably push everything out of the way to get to this because it's been sitting for a while. Oh, it's been sitting for a while. You know what else has been sitting for a while? This gas. Is this even good? Is this gas? I don't even know how much gas I've got in here. Did we run all of the gas out of the generator before last time we used it? Okay, and now I'm gonna go start it. I'm gonna start it. Hey, well, this has gotta be easy, right? Yeah, not really. So, well, we've got the new one. It's got the push start. Oh, the battery's dead. The battery on our generator is dead. I can't even start it. Well, what about the pull crank? I can't even get the pull crank. You know, more people get hurt trying to get the pull crank working than actually getting it going. Okay, this doesn't seem fun. Let me show you what it would be like with your EcoFlow. Don't have to go outside. Certainly don't have to go to our garage. We stay inside of our home where it's nice and comfy. And now we come over here to our EcoFlow. Right here with our EcoFlow, we press one touch of a button. That's it. I didn't have to worry about a pull crank. I didn't have to worry about a push button start on a dead battery like that. I didn't have to worry about my fuel. I didn't have to worry about my maintenance. It was easy. And now all I'm going to do is plug stuff in. And you'll notice that I don't even have to guess as to how much power this has because it's going to tell me exactly everything I need. So now in 2 seconds, I've plugged everything in, and then I'm just going to press one touch of a button to turn those AC outlets on, and that's it. And I could do exactly what I just did for the next 10 years. Can you imagine that? Inside my home with something that only weighs 28 pounds, which is as powerful as that generator right there that doesn't need fuel, that's safe to use inside. And do you hear that? Whisper quiet. You're never even gonna hear it. But here's the other part. Then what about our refrigerator? Okay, honey, I know. We got all the people coming over. We got to cook the dinner. The kids are hungry. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the refrigerator really quickly here. And then, just like that, we're gonna have all of that food and everything, again, as we talked about, Adam, as an investment. Yeah. I just stepped on the
It was going so smoothly,
It was
Justin.
sounded so good. That's okay. Well, we'll figure this out. But you plug the refrigerator. All right, you know what? Since we can't do the refrigerator, I want to show you when we got the microwave. Because the microwave to me is an even better demo. Because for instance, although we've got all of our food cool, eventually you're going to want to cook our food. And I can tell you, again, in those situations, if you're thinking, well, a generator will take, not if it's 5, 6 hours, 10 hours out of power, grab your EcoFlow. I'm just going to go ahead, open this up for you, press 30 seconds, and now we're cooking all the food that would be potentially in our refrigerator. Adam, food has gotten more expensive than ever. My family owns 2 restaurants. I can tell you, food cost is 100, 200, 300%. We need to keep all of that protected because that's what sustains us, food and water. What sustains food and water? Power. That's what you're getting.
I mean, you just can't be without it. We're relying on it for everything. Justin, in a few seconds after you've plugged that in, I'm going to ask you about the extra battery, if that's okay.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Because for those that are ordering, that are shopping, we do see you. We are now taking final orders on the bundle. So if this is something you want to consider getting, this is really a last call. My job is always to steer you to the savings. And obviously I see the behind the scenes of what's going on. And I do my, I like to get the best price as well. Right? I hate to see you pay more for something when I can get, something for less. If you go to hsn.com, there's lots of EcoFlows. There's plenty of EcoFlows you can get for $629. But you can't get this for $629. You can get the smaller versions, the less powerful versions, but you can't get this. If you get this one with me today, and you spend that $629, I can get you the new flagship, the Delta 3 that just launched like 5 days ago, rather than the old model, the model that isn't as powerful, that isn't as upgraded, that quite frankly just isn't quite as good as this. I'd rather you got the newest, but we're paying the same price as you would for the one that isn't as good. So you're getting the best possible value, but we can only take so many orders for it. This model is going out into retail and is going to be available, if not already now, in every Premier store, because this is the #1 brand that we believe. If you're shopping with HSN, you're getting the best pricing. So again, as you look at it, it looks a little different. It is different. It's been redesigned from the outside in. It's smaller, it's more powerful, it's more portable. And although we focused a lot on emergencies, because that's typically why we do consider EcoFlow, when you're going tailgating, when you're out and about, this is what you can take with you for portable power, to have fun on the go, fun on the move. So you couldn't do that with the typical gas generator. So there's a lot of upside to this. Free shipping and handling, 13 minutes or sell out. This is going to be a photo finish. The other thing that we have, and there's fewer now than 50 available, is an extra battery. Now, what is an extra battery and why would I want it? Justin, that's your cue.
This is one of the things